All right, here we go with my NCAA prediction video, my bracket breakdown, I guess you can call it. I've been doing killer with these alliterations. Earlier, I was texting Coach Purdy about doing um, talking about like tournament talk and our our roundup or something like that, whatever, our round review or something like that. I can't remember. I've been killing it with these alliterations, man. I'm telling you, valuable there. So let's get right into it. Obviously, before we waste time, I mean, I've got Nala right over here. She's kind of sitting by my side, so you might see her pop up in a second, make a quick appearance. Um, Start with 125, obviously. Semifinals. I've got Sebastian Rivera and Ronnie Bresser in the top half of the bracket. Yeah, you can't really count out Rivera, what he's been doing all year. Same with Bresser. I think they're the clear cut to make it in the semis out of the top half of the bracket. And then on the bottom half, I've got Lee and Piccinini. Now there are some good matchups that I'm going to briefly talk about. Pat Glory from Princeton, I've got him going to the quarters, losing to Piccinini. Before he even gets to the quarters, though, I've got him wrestling against Britt Fleetwood, and I think that's a pretty solid matchup, especially for a second round matchup. I'll talk about a lot of second round matchups probably here today. Because especially in 133, there's a bunch of matchups, especially when it gets into like DeSanto, I hate that we have to see so early, but it is what it is. Same with Bresser. We'll talk about the quarterfinals. I've got Bresser against Mueller from UVA, and I mean that's going to be a great match. Mueller's undefeated. Bresser's been killing it. So yeah, the semis, I've got Sebastian Rivera, I've got Ronnie Bresser, and then I've actually got Rivera beating Bresser. I think Coach Purdy's got Bresser beating Rivera. I don't see how you can count out what Rivera's been doing, though. But then again, the same argument could be made for Bresser. So fair enough, no harm, no foul. And then we've got Lee Piccinini on the bottom half. Piccinini did stick Lee earlier this year. I'm going Lee, though, specifically because I picked him last year to be a four-timer. I'm going to stand by my word. Although he hasn't really been wrestling like he did last year. He doesn't look like the dominant true freshman. Now he's just kind of like I don't want to say a sophomore slump because, I mean, he's not really in a slump. He's lost 3 matches, but like I wouldn't call that a slump. He just hadn't really looked like himself like he did last year. And, who knows? He may turn it on during the tournament. He could have been, just, I don't want to say saving himself for this tournament, but maybe just playing it smart. Who knows? But I've actually got Lee beating Piccinini in this. I think he gets his revenge from getting beat a couple years ago. Not a couple years ago, not too long ago. So in the finals, I got Sebastian Rivera and Lee. They went into OT at the Big Tens. And Rivera got the late takedown in overtime for the win. It was kind of it was a close match, but at one point I'm pretty sure Lee was leading too. So I'm going to stick with Lee here. I'm sticking with Lee. He's going to win the finals. He's beating Rivera. I mean, yeah, that's a that's a tough one. I mean, I hate to do it, but then down at the bottom for third and fourth, I've got Bresser and Piccinini, which I think will also be a killer matchup, and I've got Piccinini winning third for that. Realistically, any of the guys in the semis have a realistic chance to win. I mean, we can make a case for Rivera, we can make a case for Bresser, we can make a case for Piccinini, and we can make a case for Lee. Lee almost, and I hate to say it, I know I'm picking him, but I think less on his case that we can make one. Like I said, I'm strictly doing it because last year I went ahead and said he's going to be a four-timer, so I'm going to have to kind of stand by my word or I'm going to eat crow. But yeah, any of those guys obviously have a realistic chance. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to get into 33 now. So this is one, like what I was mentioning about second round matchups, that we have 3 that I absolutely hate have to happen. The first one, I've got Austin Gomez going. I've got him winning, obviously, and then he meets Philippi from Pitt. And I hate it. I mean, I really do. I love Philippi. I like the way he wrestles, but I also like the way Gomez wrestles. I think Gomez has been. I don't. They've both been killer, but I've been a fan of Gomez, and I've been a huge fan of Iowa State this year, along with Michigan. Obviously, I'm a huge Michigan fan, but there's three schools that I really want to. You'll see that I've kind of got a bias towards in these brackets. Iowa State being one of them, the other two being Cornell and Princeton. I don't think we can count out Cornell or Princeton just from where they're at. But yeah, I've got Gomez beating Philippi. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I hate that it has to happen that early. The next second round matchup is Tariq Wilson and Backpack. It Lezak has been really tearing it up in this later half of the season. I think he beat DeSanto in Big Tens for third place. I think, can't remember. But Tariq Wilson last year, I mean, I don't think anyone gave Tariq a fighting chance. Like, no, I mean, we knew he was pretty solid, but like seeing what he did at the tournament was pretty wild. And I'm ACC biased to an extent. Even though Michigan's Big Ten, I do have love for the ACC. I think they're an underrated conference. So I've got Tariq Wilson beating Lezak. Yeah, I mean that's a second round matchup that I hate that we have to see. And then obviously the guy who, if he wants to make it to the finals, has the hardest road I think of anyone in the entire tournament, Austin DeSanto. So I've got DeSanto winning his first match, obviously. Then he has to go against Roman Bravo Young from Penn State. That is that is going to be a great match. I mean, I think RBY, he's kind of got more of a flashy style. DeSanto's got a more in-your-face style, and I think DeSanto obviously gets the better of that matchup. So, I mean, DeSanto goes to the quarters there. But then DeSanto runs into Micic, and this is one that I struggle with big time because I love Micic to an extent. I mean, I've kind of soured on him here in the past few weeks, or past, I'd say, month or two, just because he's kind of been ducking a lot of people. I mean, he did it at Cliff Keen, I think, and Big Tens he forfeited out. They can say about injury, yada yada yada. He just hasn't really been wrestling this year. But I mean, when he does wrestle, he does give us what we need. So it's hard to go against him. But then I have him and DeSanto going against the quarters. Originally, I did pick DeSanto to win this, but I'm picking Micic to go over this one just because, like I said, when he does wrestle, he has been consistent. I mean, we can't really deny that. So my semifinal matchups go, and this is one that me and Purdy kind of disagree on. I think he's got Pletcher in the semis. Pletcher, I just don't think. He just doesn't produce enough for a guy. He's very talented and he finds ways to win, but he doesn't really find a way to win with like bonus points or anything. Like he's always he's keeping it a very narrow margin of victory for the most part. So I've actually got Austin Gomez from Iowa State beating him in the quarters, which I mean is a realistic possibility. That's not too crazy at all. So I've got. In the semis, I've got Dayton Fix, obviously. I mean, he's been straight killer. Austin Gomez. Then on the bottom half, I've got Nick Suriano and Stefan Micic. So then from here, I've obviously got Fix beating Gomez. I mean, Fix has been on fire. I've got Suriano beating Micic just because, Suriano, you haven't been wrestling people all year, and I think Micic hadn't been wrestling people, and Suriano's just been, he's taken some losses, but he's always bounced back. I still like the way he wrestles. And that sets up to our finals match of Dayton Fix and Suriano. And I feel like we get the match that we were I don't want to say owed because here at Cerebrus we don't like using the term owed or we deserve anything we get what we get. But I feel like this matchup ended in a poor way and we shouldn't, and it was just unfortunate how it ended and I can't wait to see it again. Dayton Fix and Nick Suriano. Down in third and fourth place, I've actually got Micic and DeSanto meeting back up again, and I've got DeSanto winning that matchup because I think DeSanto is a psycho, and I think he will not take kindly losing. So, yeah, DeSanto wins third, and then obviously first place, I'm gonna go with Dayton Fix. He's been the man all year, and nothing I don't think anyone's gonna stop him, not even Suriano. Though it'll be a killer match. It's gonna be hard hitting, a lot of action. I think. I don't think it's gonna be tit for tat or anything. Ugh. I think I grabbed the wrong water jug. Yeah, I think I did. So, All right, now we're gonna get into 141. Yeah, I think that is the wrong water jug. That is nasty. That is nasty. Yeah. So 141. There's only like one second round match that I really want to talk about. Cade Brock and Joey McKenna in the second round. I hate that Brock got seeded so low. He is still a pretty solid wrestler, but I mean, he hasn't been looking as good as he has in the past. So we've got Joey McKenna and Cade Brock, and then I don't really have Brock. I don't even think I have Brock AA this year. I think Purdy did. Let me see. Cade Brock, yeah, he's got him winning an AA. I just don't see that happening, honestly. Matter of fact, I actually have Gil from Navy beating him down in the bottom half of the bracket. I would say in the wrestlebacks. So yeah, I mean, and then there's other matches here that are going to be great. Yanni versus you got Kane and Store from Michigan. I think that's a great matchup. I mean, obviously Yanni wins just because Yanni is, he's killing it this year. Ironman and Albert. I picked Ironman here. Purdy, I think, picked Albert. He said he was going to change his mind on the podcast that we did that got deleted, the lost episodes, which were wonderful, by the way. And I think I watched his prediction video, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he stuck with Albert, just because he's on this huge UNI kick. I completely disagree. I've got Ironman going on. I just think with his crazy cradles and his style, I think he gets the better of him. So I've got Yanni and Ironman up top. Down low, I've got Nick Lee going against Moran in the quarters, and that's a tough matchup. I mean, Tristan Moran, he's a solid wrestler, but I think Nick Lee gets it done. I mean, you can make a case for that not being the case, but I think Nick Lee does get it done. Then we have Joey McKenna and Mitch McKee. That's also going to be a good match, but hey, you got to go McKenna all the way here. We can't realistically think that Mitch McKee is going to beat Joey McKenna. Could it happen? Yes, I guess, but I mean, McKenna's been on fire. So pretty much our semis for 131 or 141 look like this: Yanni D, Ironman, Lee, McKenna. I've got McKenna beating Lee, obviously, and I've got Yanni beating Ironman. Then we have the finals match, which is probably going to be one of my favorite matchups overall of this entire tournament. It's going to be Yanni versus Joey McKenna. I've got Yanni winning 141 there. That is just, I don't think as a wrestling fan we could get any more exciting than that. 49. This one I struggled with on the bottom half. I mean, on the top half it's easy. You've got Ashnault all the way into the finals. I mean, now whether he faces Brock Mahler from Missouri or if he faces Klozik from Princeton, I told y'all earlier, I'm fully behind Princeton. I believe what they're doing. I've got Klozik beating Mahler, setting up Ashnault Klozik again. Ashnault beats Klozik again. I mean, what he did to him earlier in the year, I just don't think that was a fluke. I think that Ashnault's just that good right now. And then on the bottom half, you've got Austin O'Connor from North Carolina and Mitch Finesilver meeting up in the quarters. Sorry about that. In the quarters. That matchup can go either way. Love it. It's ACC wrestling at its finest. I've got Mitch Finesilver going, though. Bottom half, on the very bottom, G. Feller and Micah Jordan in the quarters. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think Purdy's got Micah going all the way to the finals. Believe it or not, I've actually got Micah Jordan losing to G. Feller here in the quarters. But though later on I do have him coming back and winning third place in the wrestlebacks. Micah Jordan is a very talented wrestler, but I think G. Feller wins this one, especially because I prefer someone other than Penn State to win this year. So I think if Oklahoma State wants to win the overall team points, I think G. Feller is going to have to beat Micah here, along with other things, obviously, like Piccinini and Fix and all that. So this sets up our semifinals of Ashnault, Klozik, Finesilver, and G. Feller. Finesilver beats G. Feller. I don't think we can say, hey, Nala, look at the camera. Look. I think Finesilver beats G. Feller, and I think Ashnault beats Klozik. Find silver in the finals. That's kind of a bold prediction. I think it's interesting. I mean, that would be interesting. But Ashnault's going to, obviously, he's going to run through that. Ashnault's the 149 champion. Let's get to 57. Just like Purdy said, I hate hearing this. I hate saying it. Nolf, next topic. I mean, in all reality, that's how it is. So let's go. Nolf all the way to the finals for me, obviously. And I have him winning. So, I mean, no surprise there. But let's talk about the semis and the quarters here. In the top half of the bracket, who Nolf goes against will be decided by, in the quarterfinals, Hayden Hidley and Alec Pantaleo. As a Michigan fan, I hate that this matchup happens here. I wish Pantaleo might have been in a different part of the bracket. I think Hidley wins this one. Although I'd love to see Pantaleo win. But I just don't think Hayden Hidley's been exposed enough this year for Pantaleo to beat him. I mean, Pantaleo has lost, he's 18-7. I mean, yeah, we've had some good competition, but I mean, so does the ACC. Like I said, they're a slept-on conference. So we've got Nolf and Hidley up top. On the bottom, it kind of falls off. Other than Berger from Nebraska, I mean, you've got Caleb Young from Iowa who could do well, and you can have Ryan Deacon from Northwestern do well. I've got Deacon going to the semis, and I've got Berger going to the semis. Obviously, Berger, I think, beats Deacon here, so we have Nolf, Berger in the finals, and I think Nolf shows out, actually. I wonder how many people is going to stick, because right now he's killing it with takedowns. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's out scoring Bo Nickel with like takedowns, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. On the bottom half of the wrestlebacks, though, I've got Hayden Hidley actually coming back and beating Deacon in the third, fourth place. So Hidley's going to be third. I think that's pretty. I mean, for someone who's got to run into Nolf that early, who last year, made such a run as he did, I don't think that's out of the question. On to 65. I might have to change my bracket on this one. Me and Purdy both have. I think we both have the Bull winning it all. Especially after what Marinelli did to Chinzo at Big Tens. Chinzo likes to go to that upper body. Marinelli just said, "All right," he welcomed it, and then he put him to his back, and I think that's a good thing. But let's get into who Marinelli and Chinzo will be going against. Between Evan Wick and Chance Marsteller, I think they're going off in the quarters. That's going to be a great match. I picked Marsteller. Wick, I mean, yeah, Wick's solid, but I'm choosing Marsteller here. I don't think that's, I mean, a case could be made for Wick, but I think Marsteller's got that one. So you have Marinelli Marsteller, which would be another great matchup. Bottom half, this is where I might change mine, because I have Joshua Shields going against Logan Massa in the quarters. I am a Michigan homer, and it sucks for me not to pick Michigan, but originally I did pick Joshua Shields here, and I think I'm going to have to change that. I think I'm going to go Massa. So I'm going to have Marinelli, Marsteller, Massa, and Chinzo. Can Massa beat Chinzo? Absolutely. Between the matchups they've had, I've seen Chinzo stop wrestling. And I've seen Massa stop wrestling and Chinzo get the better of him during that. And I've seen one big move separate, a larger score difference. Like when Massa came back last year, he wrestled Chinzo in his first match back, and then they went upper body. Chinzo inside tripped him like he does everybody, and then you get a 4-point swing right there, and it makes it look like a much more dominant performance. So I've got Marinelli, Marsteller, Massa, Chinzo. Chinzo I think beats Massa though. And we set up Marinelli and Chinzo in the finals, and I've got the Bull winning it. That's might be a fun matchup there. On to 74. As you know, last year I bet against Mark Hall a lot. I picked Zahid to beat him last year, and Zahid did beat him. But I think every other time I just said Mark Hall. I feel he can be beat. I'm eating crow because he's proved me wrong literally every time I've bet against him. So with this, I've actually got, I've got Mark Hall in the semis against Miles Amin from Michigan, go blue, and then Zahid Valencia versus Daniel Lewis. This is one thing that shocked me because I'm pretty sure Purdy's got Valencia beating Hall in the finals, and he just doesn't. I don't even think I think he has Smith beating Daniel Lewis in the quarters. So it's like Valencia versus Smith instead of Valencia Lewis. I don't know why you're hating on Missouri, Coach Purdy. Missouri's more than capable. They've got more than talented wrestlers. Daniel Lewis has actually stuck Valencia this year, and the fact that you're hating on him so much, I can't believe it. I've got Daniel Lewis in the semis against Valencia. If I had my Missouri hat, I'd put it on right now. I mean, Ben Askren would be very disappointed in you, Coach. So Mark Hall, Miles Amin in the semis. Mark Hall wins that one. Valencia, Lewis. I've got Lewis doing it again. Like I said, I'm big on Missouri. I like Missouri. I like what they're doing. I think, just because they may not have the best matchups all year, I still think Lewis, it wasn't a fluke what he did to Zahid. So Zahid goes down to Daniel Lewis. Mark Hall, Lewis in the finals. I mean, Mark Hall all the way on that one. Like I said, he's been proving me wrong for years now. Like, I've been betting against him, and I need to really stop that. A quarterfinal matchup, though, I meant to address it earlier, is David McFadden versus Zahid Valencia. McFadden from Virginia Tech. That's a solid matchup. I've actually got them meeting back up again in third and fourth, with Valencia taking both matchups. Zahid's not. I mean, he can be beat, but I don't think he's going to be beat twice this tournament. On to 84. This one's an easy bracket. I mean, Miles Martin all the way down on this one too. Matter of fact, I think outside of heavyweight, me and Purdy pretty much agree on a few weight classes. Nolf being one of them, Nickel being the other, and Martin being the other. I think these are like three that we've just said, hey, 100%, this is the guy. Oh, Ashnault as well. I forgot. So yeah, let's look. I've got Miles Martin in the semis. He's going up against Little Dean, Maxwell Dean. From Cornell. I'm big on Cornell. Like I said, I liked what Dean did last year. I like what they did as a whole in the tournament last year. Between like Darmstadt, between Dean, between Yanni. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think Dean meets up with Martin in the semis. Martin wins that one, and then on the bottom half we got Zach Zavatsky from Virginia Tech, ACC guy, obviously. We've got this one's kind of a tough one. I've got Samuel Colbray and Shakur Rashid in the quarters. Shakur Rashid winning that one. I didn't like what he did with the whole ducking thing at Big Tens. They said it was an injury, but I wonder how legit that was. So, yeah, Zavatsky beats Rashid, though, which that one I think Coach Purdy didn't have. I think he had, I don't remember his prediction video. His prediction video cut out halfway through. Like, come on, man. Get it together. I need to know what your 84 picks were so I can make fun of them. Zach Zavatsky beats Shakur Rashid, goes to the finals, wrestles Miles Martin. Miles Martin wins. And then I've also got Little Dean winning third place down in the wrestlebacks against Shakur Rashid. So, Shakur, you get fourth. Shouldn't have ducked. That's your punishment. 97, Bo Nickel all the way. It's just a matter of who he's going against in the semis and finals. I think he goes against, like I said, Princeton all the way. I mean, I like what Princeton's doing. Brucky from Princeton is meeting Nickel in the semis, but Nickel obviously wins that one. And then another, Weigel meets William Miklas from Iowa State in the quarters. I'm not Cowboy strong like Coach Purdy is. I'm not saying, go OSU or Hokie State. Not OSU. Hokie State. I've actually got Miklas beating Weigel. That's bold, I know. I'll probably get into like some of my upsets in a different video. I might do like specifically an upset video where I pick the ones that I have that are considered upsets. Miklas beats Weigel to go to the semis against Colin Moore. Colin Moore, I think, beats Miklas there, and I think his luck runs out. I think that'll be a great matchup. Then we've got Nickel and Moore in the finals. Nickel wins. You can't. Bo Nickel has been on fire. The fact that I doubted him early on in the season and said like, oh, is he going to be big enough? Is he going to be strong enough for 97? I am eating crow. I eat my words because he has been absolutely phenomenal at 97. Probably almost more so than I think he was at 84 last year. I think he's that much more dominant. Third and fourth, battle of the biceps. Miklas versus Brucky. I've got Miklas winning that one. Although that one, it could go either way. I like them both. Now, on to the big boys. Obviously, up top, Derek White goes to the semis, number 1 seed overall. Who's he meet? Mason Paris from Michigan. Purdy, you were making fun of me for not picking Michigan, but I've got some Michigan guys in the semis here. I mean, maybe not to win it at all, but I got some Michigan guys. I'm still about that blue. Sean Bourmet, send me some gear, man. Yeah, so. He's going to be going against Jordan Wood in the quarters. Jordan Wood from Lehigh. I just like what Mason Paris has been doing since what he's been doing for us. He's a really talented guy. One thing that I want to address, though, sorry guys, is Sam Stoll. Oh, man, this is killing me. These allergies. It's hot and cold weather, man. It's really been screwing with my allergies and stuff. So I've actually got Zach Elam from Missouri beating Matt Voss from GMU in the first round. A lot of people don't like that choice that I made there, but I don't care. It's my bracket. I'm doing it that way. So with that being said, the reason I brought up Sam Stoll was my original pick to win NCAAs this year at the beginning of the season, before I knew Gable was getting his redshirt pulled, yada, yada, yada. Sam Stoll has been nothing but disappointing to me. He loses his first match, and then he goes down into wrestlebacks, and his first match in the wrestlebacks is against Voss from GMU. So realistically, Sam Stoll goes 0-2 at NCAAs. My hands-on favorite, or not my hands-on favorite, but my favorite to win at the beginning of the season is I now have going 0-2. I can't think of a bigger twist of fate than that. And a lot of people are going to disagree with that. So anyway, let's get back to the upper half of the bracket. White versus Mason Paris in the semis. I've got White winning. Bottom half, Kassar Stevenson. We get the rematch from Big Tens. But I've got Stevenson winning. Gable, I said that if you were getting your red shirt pulled, you're going to be the NCAA champ. I'm sticking with that. I think Stevenson beats White. He beat him earlier in the year, although it was kind of, he got up by like 6. Gable did. And then just didn't really do much, but I still think that he beats White. I think Gabe was just a grown man. I think he can beat Kassar. Even if he loses to Kassar, then you have Kassar White, and that's also a wonderful matchup. So that's going to be exciting. That's my bracket. I'm adding a kind of little caveat here at the end. I've got Penn State winning in team points. I don't think Coach Purdy picked that because, like I said, his video cut off at 184, so I never got to hear it. So this is my prediction video. This is my individual one. I think we're breaking up into 2 different ones. Then we'll see. We'll probably piece them together, and then we'll have our own video there. Also, me and Coach Purdy are kind of toying around with the idea of possibly, while I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. this weekend, I'm still going to be following the tournament, but we'll probably be doing some Skype calling or some, round review stuff, like where I call in or we kind of video chat it out, and we'll try to do it between each and every round, if we can, because I know you got like Thursday morning, Thursday night. It's going to be hard to squeeze these in and do these videos, especially with him working and me being in DC. It'll be hard to do it, but we're going to do it. If nothing else, we'll do it from the quarterfinals on. I think that's a more realistic thing, because we can at least Friday morning he's out of school. Friday morning he's in school, but then like we can get into it before it starts. He can upload that video, talk about the give y'all some time to kind of watch and see what the quarterfinals looked like into the semis. Just keep updated and let us know what you think. Let us know what your bracket thinks. Hopefully, Coach Purdy, you owe me some wings.
All right, excuse me. All right, so just so I can get this to Tyler so he can take a look at it maybe before he records his, doing a little remote recording for the show. So obviously, check it out. You want to listen to my picks here coming up. Don't worry about Flo's picks. Definitely don't worry about Tyler's picks, because he finds a way to get them all screwy and wrong. Although we did agree on a lot. But never mind all that. Make sure you roll with me on our choices here. Kind of start off. Let's see how many weights I can get through right now, and then I can hopefully get these finished off a little bit later on for you guys and get everything uploaded and ready to go. Especially since the last time we did all this stuff, all the different things happened and didn't quite work out. But all right, let's get to it. You want to hear what my picks are? We know you do. First up, 125. Just rolling through a couple things to mention about this bracket. I think Elijah Oliver at 16 seed is, actually kind of, I don't know, not necessarily low, but I mean, he's a tough cat at 16. That top half of the bracket. Jack Mueller at UVA is pretty tough. And who else? And then we got Ronnie Bresser on that top half at number 4. So going through, I've got Riviera going all the way down to the semis. Toughest match I think he'll have on that top side. I think he'll see Foley. I think he gets by Oliver. Should be a good match second round. And then going on from there, I got Mueller making it face Bresser Friday morning. Ultimately, I got Riviera and Bresser on the top half, and I am rolling with Pac-12. I think Bresser takes out Riviera to surprise everybody from the get-go, makes it to the finals. Bottom half. This one is a really good bottom half of the bracket. We got Lee. He's ranked number 3, and I got Lee going all the way down to Friday night, where he's going to face off against Piccinini. I think Piccinini wrestles against Glory the match before, which is going to be a tough matchup. I got my man Alonzo Allen, Chat Strong. Of course, Tyler knew I'd have that in a rematch against Lee, except instead of first round, this will be Friday morning. Allen does well, but Lee ultimately gets the victory. Lee versus Pitch in the semis, and I had to go Cowboy strong, and I'm sticking with this one. I'm going Pitch beats Lee to make it to the finals, and I got Pitch winning everything this year. So Pitch finally gets it done this year. Really hard choice. I've contemplated going back and forth. I think that if Lee wins that match against Pitch, he goes on to win the NCAA. So whoever wins that bottom side of the bracket, I think wins. Right now, I've got Pitch on paper, and will be my pick that I submit just because, Spencer hasn't been what he's been this year, or what he's been last year. So until we see something different happening, that's the way I'm going to roll. So it might actually change up. It might happen. This year, this time around, it very well could. Never want to doubt Spencer Lee, awesome wrestler. So I think he can make it far. All right, 133. This is a bracket that is just so much fun to talk about. Top half of the bracket is pretty good, but the bottom half is straight fire. But I'm going to go ahead and go here. I got Fix. Making his way through Schmidt, I got then Tucker, and then on the bottom side I got Pletcher versus Bridges. Pletcher winning that one. Gomez versus Philippi, and I think Gomez finally gets done, goes kind of high flyer-ish. Need kind of like a little upset there. Although Philippi, if he gets on top, might be a different story. Either which way, I got Pletcher beating Gomez, and I got Fix beating Pletcher to make it to the finals. Bottom half, dude. Siriano versus Terrell. I got Wilson. The second round, I got Wilson versus Lezak, DeSanto versus RBY, Thornton versus Michik. Siriano beats Terrell, Wilson beats Lezak. Should be a great match of top wrestlers, although the backpack has been looking serious. DeSanto beats RBY again, and then he gets to face Michik, which I think until I see Michik finally actually wrestle versus being a Siberian Duck, DeSanto beats Michik, Siriano beats Wilson, Siriano makes it to the finals against Fix, and Cowboy Strong yet again. Dayton Fix wins, and we got 2 national champs for the Cowboys, back-to-back weights. Check it out. All right. I think Tyler might be with me on that one. I know he's not that same way on 125, so, roll with me so far. 141 should be a good bracket, but this is one that I feel kind of... Not that I feel weirdly about it. I feel that ultimately, you guys already know, I got Yanni and McKenna in the finals. But there's some matchups in this tournament for early on that It'd be great to watch, but I don't think they're going to change the outcome of Yanni versus McKenna. Yanni winning the weight, but Demas versus Store. Demas is going to be great. Demas versus Yanni should be a great match. Ironman versus Albert is one of the matches that I'm most looking forward to this weight, Friday morning. And originally I had Albert because I went UNI heavy, but I'm seriously contemplating changing that to Ironman, but just because of his cradles. But I think I'm going to stick with Albert and roll with him until we get things going. I got Tristan Moran upsetting some people, and he is going to beat Nick Lee to make it to the semis against McKenna. McKenna's going to be too much for him. He's going to go. One of the matchups I hated to see was Brock, Cade Brock from Oklahoma, having to wrestle McKenna in the second round. I haven't filled out my backside of the brackets just because, if I did that, I could probably literally spend almost an hour at each weight. But, I do think Cade Brock comes back All-Americans this year. But that's just a tough match for him. McKenna versus Yanni. Yanni just, I think, will control the pace of the match, control where things go. McKenna is a great wrestler. Don't find this to be a very high-scoring match, but I think it'll be a great match nonetheless, with Yanni being a two-timer. And I think we're only got on track to be a four-timer, because obviously I didn't pick Lee to also repeat, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. All right. Moving right along, 149. This is a weight that I think Tyler finally came on board. I picked Ashnault at the beginning of the year. Tyler finally got on board with Ashnault. It's a good thing he finally started listening to me a little bit. But we got Ashnault. I got Ashnault versus Jeffries over here in the top. I got Oliver from NC State wrestling against Deegan. Closet versus Berge. And Mahler versus Artolona from Penn. Not semis, but quarters. I got Ashnault and Oliver, Klosik and Mahler. Ashnault and Klosik meeting up once again, but unless Klosik makes some major changes around, I think Ashnault wins again to make it to the finals there. Really wish Klosik was on the lower half of the bracket. Klosik versus Micah Jordan, I think, would have been a fire match. But we got Fine Silver. I got him wrestling really well. Eventually beating Heil. I got my man Heil from SoCon, making it to the quarters against Fine Silver. Fine Silver winning his way through there to make it to the semis. This is where I wanted to pick at the bottom. I got G. Feller beating Lugo. I got Micah Jordan wrestling against G. Feller. And this is where I was really torn. I really wanted to go cowboy heavy and say G. Feller, but I just haven't felt that G. Feller's made it against some of the bigger guys at the weight, like Ashnault and Klosik. How many losses does he have? He's got 3 or 4 losses. 4 losses. I think he takes another one to Jordan. Jordan beats Fine Silver Micah versus Ashnault in the finals there. Going to be a tough match. I think Jordan makes a lot of improvements, keeps this a lot closer than a lot of people think it will be, but ultimately Ashnault wins 149. All right. 157. I hated this bracket. Almost to the point of everybody's Nolf next topic, and as much as I think I ended up riding with Nolf going all the way through. Hayden Hidley is who I picked to win it at the beginning of the year. One of my favorite wrestlers in college right now, not only just from the camp, but just from really just from the camp and watching him wrestle last year. Great wrestler, one of my favorite guys. I got Hayden beating Pantelio, which will be one of the another Michigan matchup that Coach Tyler will also not pick his team on. So you guys just note how much that Tyler says he's a Michigan man. He is hardly choosing anybody from Michigan to win anything, even their number ranked one man at 133. So just you guys pay attention, note that. All right. So Tyler, the anti-Michigan man, I got Hidley beating that Michigan man right there, Pantelio, to make it to the semis. And as much as I want to pick Hidley to beat Nolf, I got Nolf winning against Hidley, making it to the finals yet again. I just kind of had to go with the safe bet. I got on the bottom side there, Caleb Young making it to the semis against Belize and Berger. I think is going to be a good matchup. For whatever reason, I like Belize. I like Minnesota guys. Berger, though, has done really well. Berger versus Young. Berger beats Young to make it to the finals, and Nolf. I think Nolf might make a statement in the finals against Berger, just because I think he will. I don't know. Something about it. And it's not going to go well for Berger. Sorry. So there's my golf next topic for you guys. Didn't want to spend too much time on that weight. Let's see, 165. All right. In this beginning of the year, I had Marinelli. Still got Marinelli, just so that you know. This would be another spot where your Michigan man Tyler had Massa picked at the beginning of the year. Note, he changes his pick. It's no longer going to be Massa, although it would be funny to see the Bull and Massa wrestle in the finals and let the Bull go ahead and flex on Massa instead of Massa trying to flex on the brands. Would be quite interesting. Lots of good matchups in here, though. Makai Lewis against the Bull and the quarters. The Bull makes it past him. I got Marsteller versus Wick. I got Marsteller beating Wick. I haven't seen Wick do much this year that makes me think that he's going to beat Marcel. Marcel is going to be very similar to the Bull, the way he finishes his shots. I think Marcel will beat him by a takedown, and Marcel will wrestle against the Bull. The Bull beat Marcel to make it to the finals. I got Massa beating Shields to make it to the semi. I don't even think Tyler had Massa beating Shields in his bracket. So you guys go pay attention to him, see what he has over there. But I got Massa versus Chenzo. In the semis, and I got Chenzo winning that and making it to the finals. And the only reason why I didn't pick Massa in this case is because I think it was their dual match that Massa stopped wrestling, and that was just kind of absurd that he stopped wrestling, gave up the OT takedown to lose that match. So I don't want him to have I can't also pick against Chenzo in the NCAA tournament, except for in the finals where I think Bull does the stamp again, puts it on him, takes his first NCAA championship, and unfortunately for Chenzo, ends the chance at him becoming a four-timer. All right, I'm actually flying through this fairly quickly. Let's see here, 174. When I had. Valencia picked at the beginning of the year. I believe I stuck it with Valencia here. This is one we're going to watch, at number 4 seed, can make it to the finals. Yet Tyler will not pick his Michigan man again. He's going to go with Hall all the way through, but I got Hall beating. Hall versus Lujan, I think, is going to be a match to watch. Cutler, is going to be good, but will beat Cutler. But I'm really excited with the Hall-Lujan match. Lujan's been, wrestling with some fire to him this year. I think he would get really pumped up for this match. Hall will beat Amin again to make it into the finals match, and then I got Valencia beating McFadden and the quarters, which I'm not. McFadden, has been all right this year. JoJo Smith kind of destroyed him. Oh, dude, did I not mention the last round? All right, so I'm going to have to rewind and go back to 165. Joe Smith, as a pigtail, ranked 33, having to face Marinelli in the true first round match. Just want to say I'm horribly upset with that. I think it's absolutely absurd. Just kind of blows my mind 100%. Completely just mind-boggling blown by that. So I have no clue. Just kind of wow. Just completely blows my mind. All right, back to finish off this weight, and then I'm going to take a quick break. I got Valencia beating McFadden. In this case, I got Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith ranks number 7th, but again, this whole weight shifting thing, I think he takes out Daniel Lewis at number 2, makes it to the semis. Valencia is going to be on track. Valencia is going to beat Smith, make it to the finals, and repeat against Hall as your 174 champ. Scary pick because Hall's always hard to pick against. Just as Tyler. He obviously picked Hall to beat his Michigan guy. So, but there we are at 174, and I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back to you guys here momentarily.
Here we go, part 2, I guess we would say. Kind of keep this, not meaning to keep it short, but yeah, I got to run. I got a few different things to take care of this evening and afternoon. So I'm going to jump right back into it. Finished off my last little section on 174. Hall, Valencia in the finals. Valencia hopefully taking it all. Like I said, hard to vote against, or not vote, hard to pick against Hall. Completely get that. But, it's not like I didn't choose somebody else who, is a Michigan man. I homer out pretty hard on my guards and stay true to it. Anyway, just kidding. So, next up, we got 184 pounds. Who you got winning 184 pounds?
Haven't made it that far.
Well, that's
But
Miles
you
Martin's
should.
weight. All right, and we got Miles Martin, who is almost this weight to me is almost like instead of Nolf next topic, it's to me Martin next topic. I mean, just the way he has wrestled all year long, I just don't see anybody being, you know, at his level right now. Honestly, I would love to see this version of Miles Martin versus what you looking for, bud? Bathroom or outside? Um, versus this year's Bo Nickel. I think that would be an all-star match. That would just be amazing. Would love to see it. But anyway, so yeah. So obviously I got Martin all the way to the finals. I got Martin winning based the way I've been talking about it. On his way, I got him wrestling Hazel. I got him wrestling Priest from Lehigh. After that, on the underside over here, Dean from Cornell. I got wrestling Cash Wilkie. I got Lil Dean beating Wilkie to wrestle against Parker. And then I got Parker from Illinois beating Lil Dean. So it'll be Martin, Parker in the semis. Martin obviously win that out there. On the lower half of the bracket, should be pretty good. I got Zavatsky versus Wiseman from Mizzou. I got Foster from UNI making it all the way up to Zavatsky. I actually got Foster from UNI. And again, this is me, for whatever reason, I've just liked the way UNI has wrestled this year. The guys are getting after it. I really think they're going to have a good showing this year at NCAA's. I got Foster all the way to the semis against Rashid. Rashid beating along the way. I got Greer beating Colbray. I got Greer wrestling against Rashid. And then I think that, let's see. I got Rashid going on to the finals after Foster there. Let's see, did that answer hang up? I don't know what we got going on over here. So, I got, like I said, I got Rashid and Foster. Really thought about having Greer from Okie State, even though I know he's ranked 26. I think Greer's going to have a good tournament. He's 25-5. Should wrestle well, but Rashid, we'll see what he does against Foster. It'll be OSU, Penn State. In the finals, Martin handling business there, and I think that's the way Martin wants it. Tyler and I have talked about it. Actually, we talked about it twice that last time around. It just never materialized for us, so you guys care. But that has become a rivalry in and of itself. That's just within the last 4 years. Ohio State, Penn State. Those guys just do not like each other, and it is heated when it comes to those two teams. And unlike last year where, it came down to a couple different things, I think this is the only time I've got Ohio State and Penn State matched up in the finals. Take that back. We're coming up to our next weight. But unfortunately, it's just those two weights, and, I can't wait to see anytime those guys wrestle each other. On to the Bo Nickel show, who is also my vote when I get my press pass, or our press pass, and we get all our stuff in. That is going to be my vote for Hodge Trophy winner. I've got my man Rod Jones winning his first match against Riddle, and he's going to come in, wrestle Bo Nickel, take him out, and win all the way. No, so it's going to be Nickel versus Rod Jones. First round, unfortunately, my man Rod Jones.
Pin.
Jeez, the question is, will Nickel bonus his way through this tournament? He very well could do it. I got, Hokit. Nickel probably bonuses him. I got him wrestling Traxler from Stanford. I don't see why I wouldn't bonus him. And then Brucky, Biceps Brucky is probably, I don't know if he bonuses him or not, but I'd like to see Biceps Brucky put on a good show there in the semis and wrestle against Nickel. On the bottom half, I got Weigel beating Schultz. Weigel Milkus is going to be a fun match to watch, I think. Weigel beats him there, goes on to the semis. On the bottom half of that bottom side, I got Moore beating another SoCon guy, Randall Diabe from App State. And I got Moore beating Jay, and then Moore versus Weigel. I think the semis are actually going to be pretty good in this round here. Nickel, Brucky, and Weigel Moore. I got Moore ultimately winning out. Nickel taking out Moore one more time, And, if he bonuses his way through, I would say almost like seal the deal. I guess not if he bonuses his way too, could seal the deal either way. No Co-Hodge contendership needed. Nickel takes it all the way. All right, heavyweight is quite interesting as well. Man, like we said at the beginning of the year, had Sam Stoll picked to win it. Who would have thought that he didn't place in this conference tournament or didn't earn the automatic bid? Had to get the wild card spot to come in and everything else. Then I was like, all right, we both said if Stevenson wins, or not if Stevenson wins, if Stevenson wrestles, he wins. I was kind of thinking like Stevenson goes, he's undefeated, he's going to win this, he's going to run away with it. And then two things happened. That first match against White happened, and as I said it before, it was, he scored 6 points almost right off the bat, but then turned it off and didn't do anything else. Then also, Kazar, held it close, and then ultimately had a little gamesmanship. He waved him on, said, come on, and ended up beating Stevenson at his own game. So, that being said, I got White on the top side of the bracket. He's the number 1 seed. I like that. I got White wrestling Jensen, and then I got White wrestling Stencil, and then White I have with Paris in the semis. Now, Paris, I think, has lost a lot of guys, but I think I might have homered out more on Paris. Then again, our Michigan man, Tyler, I don't know if he's got Paris going all that far. Actually, he might. Might be the first time he picks a Michigan guy all tournament long. Kind of sad if you say so myself. But, anyway. So, Paris versus Jennings, got Paris. I got Stoll. Dude, he's ranked 29th. I still got him beating Voss. Although, jeez. I don't know. I got him beating Voss. Then Stoll. Oh, wait. I got Stoll. I got Stoll beating Wood. That's what I was going to say. Stoll beating Wood. I just don't want to give up on Stoll. But I got Stoll beating Wood, so he's going to wrestle Voss, and then I think I got Voss versus Paris. And this is where I say Paris gets a good win, has a good run at the tournament, wrestles White, gets taken out by White to go in the finals. Stevenson is going to wrestle against Nevels, not Nevels Penn State, but AJ Nevels, Fresno State, and then DeHesse. I think this is going to be a great match here. Stevenson versus DeHesse. Again, this is kind of like 133. I couldn't believe all these guys were on the bottom half of the bracket. Stevenson, DeHesse, Hilger, Hamada, and Kazar, all on the bottom side of this bracket. And I was like, dude, bottom side is loaded. So for both Kazar and Stevenson to make it to the semis and have a rematch to get to the finals, I think is a loaded in the bracket. I can't wait to see Stevenson versus Desi, Hilger versus Kazar, Kazar versus Stevenson, part 2. Stevenson getting his revenge, going on to wrestle White in the finals. White avenging his loss so that he can go ahead and take the championship reigns. And that would put 3 Okie State finalists in with 3 Okie State first places, therefore giving Okie State the team lead in the entire dual tournament. Not dual tournament, entire NCAA tournament. Actually, just also the way all their other backside guys wrestle, I'd probably still pick Penn State to win it. Even if my stuff picks the way they go out, you still get Knopf, you still get Hall in the finals, you got Kassar in the finals. So Penn State probably wins team score. I would love for Okie State for all their guys to come up big on the backside. Again, I'm still gonna fill up my wrestle backs just for the fun of it and look at all those things. So, but for the sake of the videos, I wanted to get Tyler both of these so he can take a look at them. And so quick recap: 125, Bresser, pitch winning. 133, Fix, Soriano, Fix winning. 141, Yanni, McKenna, Yanni winning. 149, Astronaut, Micah Jordan, Astronaut winning. 157, Nolf, Berger, Nolf winning. Bull, Chenzo, Bull winning. Although I still can't believe Bull, Marinelli, the Bull and Joe Smith first round. Oh my God, I can't wait to watch that. And geez, Hall, Valencia winning. Martin, Rashad, Martin winning. Nickel, Moore, Nickel winning. White, Stevenson, White winning. And just a quick rundown. 1 to 2 matches that I'm especially looking forward to. That's not the finals match. 125, Lee versus Allen. I think Allen makes it. Actually, that should be really good. I really think I want to see Glory Piccinini Riviera Bresser. Again, these are just matches that I'm really wanting to see that should happen or could happen that aren't the finals matches. Let's see, 133. Heck, Felipe Gomez is going to be a great match. Wilson Lezak should be fun. DeSanto RBY, DeSanto Michik, Soriano Wilson, Pletcher Gomez. I mean, all these things are, if they go the way that I haven't picked them out, Soriano DeSanto, Fix Pletcher. I mean, we could probably just watch 133 play out over and over and over again. I could just watch this 133 bracket over and over and over and watch all the different outcomes of it. Would love to see it. 141. I really want to see Ironman Albert, Yanni Demas, Moran and Lee, and McKenna. That's always kind of fun. No, actually Brock and McKenna. Brock McKenna, and Ironman Albert. Tristan Moran, not Spencer Lee, but Nick Lee. Oh my goodness, 141 is going to be great too. Really looking forward to seeing Ashnall Kalazic again. I think Oliver Ashnall will be a good match. G. Feller versus Micah. G. Feller versus Lugo. I mean, jeez. 149, great. 157, Knopf, Hidley, Pantelio, Bleesberger. Some matches that I would love to see. Already said it. I want to see Marsteller and Wick. Bull versus Smith. Bottom half, Massa versus Shields, and Massa versus Vincenzo. Heck, Vincenzo versus White. Jeez, good matches. 174. I already told you. Hall versus Lujan is one I'm looking forward to. Lewis and Smith. I think this is going to be great. I think Smith comes out and does really well. Smith versus Valencia should be a good one as well. 184. Zavatsky versus Foster. I'm looking forward to seeing. Greer, if Greer does what I say, Greer versus Rashad, but Greer versus Colbert could be interesting as well. Again, 184 almost more so Martin next topic. Warner versus Brucky from 197. Wago versus Milkus would be some great matches at 187. And also the semis are just going to be pretty lit there at 197. And at 285, that whole bottom half of the bracket, I just want to watch over and over again. I almost want to say if I drop Stoll out and quit like Iowa homering out a little bit there. I mean, Wood versus Voss is good. Paris can very easily, have a hard time with Wood. But that bottom half there, Gable versus DeHesse, Hilger versus Kazar, Hilger, Hamada, all those matches I'm looking forward to seeing. So, can't wait for all this to start. Starts on.
Bye-bye.